Nathan Cox, thanks for joining us around the home. Today I'm going to help you guys assemble this cubicle thing from ClosetMaid. This little closet storage type thing, or it doesn't have to be in the closet, you know, you can use it out in the room. So we're going to take this box of flat parts and make this thing right here. This is also the time I would normally say, hey, I've got Amazon links in the description down below for this product and the stuff that you see in this video. Click away because we're affiliates and help support the channel. Well, I will have some of the tools. I mean, the tool list is very small, but I'll have some tools listed in there with some Amazon links. But I looked up this on Amazon. I bought this at my local Lowe's for under $40. I looked it up on Amazon, it was like $100, okay? Now, I'm fine with putting an Amazon link if it's like a couple dollars more expensive, especially because the Prime shipping, you know, so assuming, I always find the best link with Prime shipping and almost always, you know, from Amazon.com, and that shipping is so fast, and then the free returns is so easy that I don't feel bad if it's like $3, $4 more expensive, but no. Now, I know a lot of you probably want me to spend the next 10 to 15 minutes just talking about my week, but how about we just get right into the project, shall we? Okay, so first thing, let's just unbox this thing, okay? All right, now let's organize all the different pieces, you know, so that we're not completely a mess when we start. They do have letters stamped on the edge, on the unfinished edge. You see this is a D. Hey, Molly. Molly came to help. All right, so there's D. And this is another D, I believe. Pretty sure these are all the same. There it is. I did find on the last one I assembled that a couple of the boards the labels had really kind of fallen off. All right, so we got instruction booklet, which isn't terrible, believe it or not. Most of the time they are terrible in these. Bag of parts, please be careful not to lose anything, or when you're assembling it, be careful about damaging anything because there's no spare parts at all. All right, so we got these 3 little cardboard pieces, which are the backer pieces. Okay, and I got a C. Okay. Another C. Now these ones look very similar, but they're different. Here's a B. Here's a B. And then we have an A. And another A. Okay, so let's go over the bag of parts real quick. I'm just going to open up the main bag first. All right, so what we have here is a mounting bracket. This is kind of a safety thing. So if you stand this one up, we're going to lay ours flat in the closet, but if you were to stand this up, this will help to keep it from falling over and crushing somebody. All right, little plastic caps to go over the screws when you're done. A little bag of nails, and there's not even an extra nail, so don't lose any. All right, then what we have left are screws. Okay, which are all the same length. And then we're gonna have wooden dowels, some long ones, some shorter ones, and 2 little black plastic caps, okay? So I'll put all this stuff on the table behind me so I don't lose it. Okay, now let's talk about the tools that you're gonna need to assemble this. So it does not come with the tools that you need, but it's a very simple list. A hammer, it's just a very basic finish hammer. You can use a smaller one. Bigger one would be really overkill for this because you're really just tapping things with the hammer, and the nails are so tiny. And a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Now, for this video, I'm using actually this M12 Milwaukee cordless drill. If you are going to use a drill and follow along with me and do it this way, you have to do something very, very important because this wood is particle board, okay? So if you run the screw through, it's just gonna end up stripping the screw out, all right? So on almost every cordless drill, they have what's called a clutch, all right? So that when it hits a certain tension, wait, there you go, it just slips. That's not the same as an impact. Do not use an impact on this. That ratcheting of an impact gets harder and hammers itself to keep going further to add to torque. That's how it increases its torque, is with that hammering. A slip clutch is different. It just stops. And I've got mine cranked all the way down to 4, okay? So basically I started like at 2, and ran the screw through, and then realized it didn't go, you know, it didn't take it in all the way. Then I just clicked it up one more, and I clicked it up one more. I actually took it to 5, and it was just a little too much. And these screws do not level the heads completely flush, okay? I tried doing that, and that's when my first screw started stripping out. So, if you're gonna use a drill, set the clutch, and I got it in first gear, so it's going slow, and then I run it in like at half throttle. Okay, you don't want it racing in there because it will strip these screws out. If you're scared of doing that, just get the regular screwdriver. All right, so first you're gonna find board B, okay? Hopefully it shouldn't be stamped there. It's gonna have 3 holes. 2 of them do not go all the way through. The one in the middle goes all the way through. And then you're gonna grab yourself 4 of the short dowels, 2 for this one and 2 for the other B. And we're just gonna get them in. And just tap them in. If you ever hulk out or roid out on this project, you're gonna break it. So everything is, just take it easy. Okay, here's a good case in point right here. Although you saw me just tapping it through, it must have been slightly cracked already. So I busted that right out. So unfortunately that can happen. So yeah, okay. So even I made a mistake. I'll glue that back on later. And it's not going to face anything that we're going to see. Okay. So since that was as delicate as it was, I'm just going to push these in my hand because I was just tapping them. Okay, now we're going to take one of the A boards. And as you start assembling it, always pay attention to the finished edge. Okay, because it's really easy to get preoccupied in building and do something like this, and all of a sudden you got a finished edge and an unfinished edge. Okay, so make sure always got the finished edges on the same side. All right, so we have some holes here on the outside A board, and there is a little pre-drilled spots for them. And this wood is, as you can see, very delicate, so we don't try to go overboard any part of it. So we're going to start all this stuff by hand. Like I said before, I've got the clutch set really low, and we're going in slow. Alright, so we're going to grab one of these little guys here. They're the D, and finish side up. There's going to be 3 holes here, okay? 2 of which are for the dowels that we just put in, and then the third in the middle is for a screw. Okay, now let's just stand this up, and we're going to grab one of the C boards here, okay? Then we're also going to grab some of the long dowels. So we're going to slip them in here. This time I'm going to tap them in a little bit. So I'm not just going through the edge of the board, we're going into it. There you go, just tap it in. Making sure that the finished edges always are out. Okay, and then we're going to need a couple screws over here. I'm going to tap that dowel back down. And this isn't an extra dowel. These actually use, if you wanted to stack these up like too high, this would go here, right there, and then it would connect this and another unit. Help hold them steady. It would stick it, oh, I'm sorry, no it wouldn't. That's where the screw goes. It goes here, and then on the other side too to connect them to make them stand up and stay steady. But we're not going to use those because I'm going to stack them that way. Okay, we got our final A board here. And this one here we're going to take a few minutes to put on so that we make sure all the screws go into their holes properly, because we do not want to bust out one of these boards. Okay, now that we got that attached, it's time for the little back cardboard pieces. And I remember when they used to like include one large sheet for the whole thing. And I don't know if this is part of style thing or part trying to cut costs. But here we go. So there's only 3 of them, so they're going to fit in 3 of these boxes. And even though it's not a big deal where the seam is, how these are folded, I'm going to keep them all in the same direction, okay? So I'm just going to stick one here. One here and one here. Now these are important to put on. It's not just a style thing. These help to keep the box from, you know, doing this and this side and bias, so that they help to lock in. And it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but it really does make a difference. So don't skip this part and think they're just little pieces of cardboard, okay? So that's how they're gonna fit. The cardboard has little holes kind of punched in it where the nails go. Like I said, don't lose a nail because there's literally exactly the right amount that you need. And now for the incredibly tedious part of nailing all these tiny little nails in. So you want to make sure that the little cardboard is centered very well in your little box and just start nailing. Okay, did that take forever or what? And believe it or not, for some reason I actually had 2 leftover nails this time. 0 on the last one, so, you know, who knows. Well, let's pick this up and do the last finishing touches. So now we're going to take these little black plastic caps. You just set them, there's a little post in the middle that sits inside the center of that screw. I give it a little tap so it'll stay in place. Okay, and this would also be, now if you're choosing to stand yours up like so, this would be where we either put the 2 dowel pins in like this, or if you're not going to stack it but you're going to stand it up to finish it off, then there's these other little black caps. Okay, not like the 20 flat ones, but just 2 of these, which will go in the screw holes like so. Okay, well there we go. A fairly quick and easy assembly for some nice added storage for your bedroom or laundry room or wherever you want to stick one of these. At Lowe's, these did come in 3 different colors. This darker espresso color, white, which wasn't crazy about that one, and kind of almost looked like a kind of distressed barnwood gray, okay? Anyways, hope you guys liked this video. Hopefully it helped you out. Please share this video. Please take time to subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications. We're always bringing out new content. Check out our website with hundreds of more videos organized really, really well. And there's another video for you guys to enjoy. You have a great one.